Everyone, look at the puppy.
Yay!
Okay.
Everybody say hi. Hey, everybody be nice. Say hi to Cooper.
Hi,
Say
Cooper.
hi.
Hi, Cooper.
Hi, Cooper.
Aw.
Toopy.
Drac, you didn't say hi, Cooper.
I said hi, keeper,
Drac
and then I told everyone, turned everyone to say hi.
Yeah, no, Drac is with me. Drac's
Oh,
one of
okay.
my
Yeah.
co-shooters. Okay, we are shooters for Coopy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Drac,
He
say
don't got no
Cooper.
gang, but he's got shooters.
Keeper.
Cooper.
Koopa Troopa.
Koopa.
Yeah, that's what I call him. Koopa
Yeah,
Trooper.
we are the troopers for Koopa.
Yes.
Act right.
Yeah.
Stream dog.
Well,
Okay, he's mad now.
oh,
Aw.
bye, Cooper. Oh, hi. Aw,
Hi-
so
hi in
cute.
the background.
It's because Austin started talking shit in the chat.
Oh, that's
In
what
case
it
you were,
was.
in case you're wondering,
Damn,
Cooper
that's
does have off.
crazy.
Yes. I'm one of them.
Whoa.
Cooper's the secret
Coolest member
7th
inside
cast
the house.
member.
He is.
Yeah. That's the big bad.
He
Which is so
the
funny
big
because
bad.
your cats have never been cast members on the show, but you, they're always around.
Welcome, everyone, to Our Lives After. This is episode 7 of season 2, I think.
Yep,
Yep.
the second to last episode of season 2.
No, that means it's the penultimate episode.
Yeah.
Well, we'll go around and tell you about who we are, where you can find us, and a little fun thing about ourselves. Because why not? Hi, I'm Stella. I'm here. And
What a fun fact.
thank you. I have glitter on my eyelids.
Ooh,
Nice.
pretty.
I'm gonna pass it to Lexi. Lexi, you ready?
Oh, scary. Yep.
Don't cover your eyes.
Just
caught
cover
the
your
bit.
eyes. It's so funny.
Okay. My name's Lexi. I use he, she pronouns. And what's an interesting fact about me? Or just something fun and interesting. My current record on solving a Rubik's Cube is 29 seconds.
Oh.
What the?
I recently got into playing with Rubik's cubes, so I might poke your brain about how.
Do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. I have so many of them. There's one on the ground over here, just by the way. Like you can
That's for Cooper.
Solve
Yeah.
that one
That's
right
Cooper's
now.
exactly. Cooper's record is actually 20 seconds.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's actually pretty.
Which is why I'm so mad. So I'm gonna pass it to Alex. Okay, you ready? I'm gonna tighten up the bit a little bit. Okay, ready?
Okay.
There we go.
Whoa. Got that one. What am I doing again? I'm so sorry. I was looking at a meta report for One Piece card games.
The floor is yours for 25 seconds. Say whatever you want.
Hello, my name's Alex. I use he, him pronouns. I'm playing Loveless tonight. Fun fact about you can catch me on social media, Go Sugar RPG. Fun facts about myself. I am really into One Piece. More into One Piece than Stella is into One Piece. And if Stella says otherwise, that's a dirty lie.
All right,
They
your
don't
time's
know
up.
jack. I will
started
Wait, tell
watching
us
One
the-
Piece
Oh, yes.
again.
Woo!
Let's go.
I'm back from
Yeah,
my
what's up?
break. I'm gonna get through Dressrosa soon.
Nice.
It's gonna happen.
It is. I
Hell
believe you.
yeah.
What were you gonna say though?
Tell us about your character.
Oh, they're a pirate.
All right.
It's true.
They're
Okay.
a ghostly pirate, and they may
I
or
mean,
may not have been a
in-
captain.
In Alex's defense, that's more than what Stella said about their character.
Yeah.
You didn't say anything about your character, Stella.
Yeah, get
Yeah.
British.
Stella, if there was
Yes.
one crucial, vital, quintessential thing that you could share about Viscera, what would it be?
Oh my
right now?
god.
So,
I'm
She
sorry.
has
Just set her
massive
up.
titties.
Yes.
That's all you need to know.
True.
crowd goes
True.
wild.
All of her personality is in her tits.
Damn.
Damn. All right. With that, I will pass to Liv.
Yay! Woo! Bam. My name is Liv. I use she, they pronouns. I Place Yellow uses she, her pronouns. I'm torn between two fun facts. So I'm going to say the one that's eating at the back of my brain right now. I am 1 year into my Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar game, and I'm already ranked 5 out of 7. I'm almost there. I want to get to rank 6 before the end of the year in game.
Damn.
I'm kind of fucking cracked.
That's pretty cool. I don't know what that means, but I'm proud of you.
It means that I have just been playing that game I missed my Love and Deep Space dailies because I was too busy playing Story
Damn.
of Season.
Whoa.
So, that's nice. Everybody should play Story of Seasons. It's very good. Grand Bazaar, check it out.
Oh, I got that
That's the
game.
new one?
Yeah.
It's the new one.
Yeah, I was about to
Okay.
say,
Alex,
Sully's been
Alex
playing
bought
that.
that for me.
It's so fucking good.
It's
I
really
have
good.
it's on the other side of the room. I have the collector's edition from for the Switch with
Do
like
you also
the
wear the
and
cow
everything.
costume?
No, I have cute little outfits for every season. It's autumn right now, so I'm wearing the chiffon skirt.
Okay.
Who are you romancing?
I don't think I've gotten that far yet. I don't know. I'll be honest. I don't really like any of the people so far. They're not really that interesting to me. I
What
say
season have you unlocked any of the secret ones? Because there's 4 secret ones.
no.
There's 4 unlockable ones. Okay. When you meet Arata, then come back to me.
Okay.
None of the girls are great, except for Diana. But
Okay.
okay. Oh yeah, so Emma, sorry, my forehead itched. Anyway, are you ready?
Wait, has Drac gone?
I don't care about him.
Oh, okay.
It's fine. I'm a
Okay, I'm
secret.
gonna send it to Jack. I'm gonna send it to Jack. Ready? 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 Put your hands up.
Damn, sound like a cop. Okay, damn.
Hey! There you go. Otherwise, I was gonna
Um,
hit you in the face.
I'm Jack. He, they pronouns. I'm playing Adana Marseille. He uses any, all pronouns. I think. I don't know if they did it before. They do now.
That has been that
Always.
way since the beginning.
Yes,
Okay,
they
cool. I'm
always
playing so
have.
many characters. I was playing so many
Oh my
characters that they
God.
all use different pronouns. I'm like, I don't know.
Oh my God. Hi,
Um,
everybody. My name's Drac. I'm so successful. I do so many things on Twitch.
Terrible accent.
Obviously.
That's awesome. It's great.
fun
It's only
fact.
funny if it's bad.
It's really
Fun
funny.
fact, and I remember this because I think Liv called Cooper a white man. So I used to play rugby in secondary school, which is like high school, I think, the equivalent of high school. And there was this team called Coopers, and it was like our school's like rival. Like we would compete with that school for like top place all the time. Um, and I think probably just coincidence or just how like that my area has been shifting, but our rugby team was like mostly black. Um, our 1 year when we were facing keepers rugby team, and at the beginning of the match we were stretching and getting ready on our half of the pitch while they're getting ready on theirs. And our coach went over to like shake hands with their coach and like talk and like, be cordial. And apparently, as he walked past them, they heard the team going, "Why are there so many black people on that team? They should just stick to football." And our coach was like, heard that, went through the pleasantries, like talking to the coach, shaking hands with the coach, and came back to us and told us that. So all of the all of the black players were like, "Okay, we're gonna target one person each, take them off the pitch, and then keep going down the line
Love it.
until they're too scared to face us." And we
Period.
did. It was great. It was very
Period.
fun.
Amazing.
I always
Um,
forget that you had like an athlete era.
yeah, most of my life I'd been an athlete.
I didn't know
I was
this
like, I was
about
to the point
Drac.
I was like, "Oh, gaming, gross. That's so nerdy."
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah.
Did
You
everyone
did a
do
Yeah.
job
sport
arc.
in high school?
I was a cheerleader and a dancer.
Yeah, I
I did
did.
I did rugby, football, soccer, track and field.
Also, I'm kind of a jock right now. I do a weekly dodgeball with a bunch of lesbians.
That's you're
Oh,
doing more
yeah.
sports
You're
than
not a
I'm
jock.
doing.
You're just
Yeah.
gay.
Shut up!
To that point, I did do cheer, theater, dance, and a small, very small stint in track and field. And then I kept having like side pains, and my mom was like, So she
Yeah,
pulled
who's
me out
fucking gay
immediately.
now?
Shut up.
Bitch, if you said you played basketball, I really would have roasted you.
I played
I'm surprised
basketball.
you didn't play basketball. You played
I know,
basketball,
I
Stella?
really
I
like
did.
basketball.
It's because
Oh,
I
I hit puberty when I was 10, so I was 5'6" by the time I was like 11 or 12. So I was
Yeah.
very tall very quickly.
I
And I was
love that.
very
There's
clumsy. My job was just be a
Oh.
body.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's this sport apparently it's not like really played anywhere else, or at least not in America. I haven't asked about other countries, but there's a game called netball in the UK, and it's like it kind of like it's honestly I'm gonna be so honest with you, it's more boring basketball, but it was mostly girls, and it wasn't like mostly girls because like it was a girls sport. It was just that girls seem to play it more. But we played it for PE, and me and my friend were really good at it. So like, hey, you need to come on the team. And I remember it was at an age where I was like, we're still too young to be like, I want to get team with all girls. Hell yeah! It was kind of like, girls, they got cuties. I'm not gonna play. It was definitely that vibe. Well, afterwards, I remember leaving it, and then like years later, I was like, damn, I really missed out. I really missed out.
Yeah. Also, netball, fucking spare me. God damn it. Fucking Brits.
I will say basketball is like I think it has its own. There is it's a fun sport to play. It's got a skill set, but I'd rather play basketball than play netball. It's just like it's like Walmart store brand basketball.
Valid. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So
I still
speaking
have the
of
ball.
balls, are you gonna pass the ball to Emma? Rude.
Okay, Emma, you ready?
God.
There you
Stop!
go.
I don't want to play this game
Oh
anymore.
my god.
Hi, it's me, Emma, also known as Emmapanada. You can find me on Blue Sky at Emmapanada and at All the Witches, which is my TTRPG that I'm making and I'm almost done writing, but work and life stresses have gotten in the way over the past like month, and so I haven't gotten to write a whole lot in what feels like a long time. But hopefully now I'm finally free after today. Fingers crossed. Um, I got a new job. That's fun, exciting news.
Oh
I start
yeah.
on Monday.
yeah.
I'm hyped, and um, I'm the GM. I run this bitch, and the fun fact about me is my brother just had a really big wedding, and it was a
Oh,
lot of fun and really pretty, and it was a
Yay.
good time. And I gave
hell
a
yeah.
speech,
Hell yeah.
and
Wow.
the DJ and the wedding planner came up to me afterwards, and they were like, "We go to a lot of things, and that was the best speech we've heard this year." So
How long was it?
it was like probably like 4 minutes ish.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Incredible.
yeah.
Send me
Thank
pictures,
you.
please. Thank you.
I'll there before stream started, there's a video that was made of the wedding of just like little snippets and things. It's very cute, very beautiful. I was gonna send that to the group chat and be like, "Oh my gosh, friends, look at my brother's wedding." But we were arguing about K-pop and other things.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I didn't get the
Important
opportunity.
things.
We talked about
Oh,
I'm
K-pop for like 15
sorry.
minutes.
I'm sorry. I have to yab. If I don't, I'll die.
It's
It's
true.
okay. It's okay. Maybe during the break.
All right. So as we get started here, just as a reminder, if you would like to support the cast in any way, we do have surges available. We split all of the funds that are brought to our tip jar at pally.gg. The link is there in chat. That gets split all the way across the cast here and is a way that you can interact with this game. We have soul surges of various levels. I have 0 soul surges right now. Lexi has a soul surge. Liv has 0, Alex has 1, Drac has Soul Surge level 2, and Emma has a Soul Surge level 1. So please check that out. Please help support our cast and enjoy the trailer. Be back in a little.
Going back in time slightly from our last episode, we rewind to the cataclysmic event. The large blast has gone out from Hope. Her and her retinue have disappeared. Mir saw that they teleported away right before the explosion. And as you've recovered from being blasted to the ground from this large fiery blast, you look around. You see your comrades recovering as well. Loveless was on the ground. And all around you, there is fire. Various buildings have caught flame, and you hear the cries of people from inside. You see various adventurers around trying to help people, but there's so much need. And so, since you weren't here last time, I ventured a guess, and I said Mir ran off to help fight the fires, to save people. That seemed like an in-character thing to do.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Why don't we roll? As you are running around, going from building to building to see if people need help or trying to help those who may be there, why don't you give me a endure check to see how well you're able to help the people in the town.
Yeah, for sure. Ooh. Okay. Let me.
It's been a while. If you have questions on how to roll.
Yeah, because I just see my attributes, so.
Yeah, so at the top of the character sheet, you have the
Mhm.
various tabs. There's like character, stats, equipment,
Right.
and all the way on the right, there's roles.
Rolls. There we go. Awesome. Okay, so an endure.
Yeah, so this is a
Let's go
might
for
plus willpower check.
Oh, that's a 9.
A 9. Okay, so you're largely able to rush into the various buildings. There are a few people inside, like the first floors, that you're able to help get out, but you're injured. You were just in a pretty intense fight, and you were right next to this blast that went off. And as you're going, you're feeling the pain. As you leave one building, there's another standing before you. You see various people kind of in its vicinity, either being taken care of or taking care of others. You see a couple like looking towards the building, and you feel finally you might be able to catch your breath. However, suddenly, as you're resting there, trying to kind of take a breather for a moment, you hear a high pitched wail coming from the building in front of you, a few stories up. Somebody is trapped inside. They're calling for help. You see around you, there are some adventurers that are kind of either injured and incapacitated or tied up healing. People are looking around trying to find somebody who can possibly help. And as you're taking note of everyone and everything around you and trying to muster the energy to perhaps move forward and dive in, you see a black woman and a large man with a large white man with a big mustache in guards clothing quickly like rush inside. As they burst down the front door, flame erupts, kind of entering into the courtyard that you find yourself in, and you hear them yelling at one another, entering inside the building to try to go help. What are you doing?
Jesus. So they seem to be like arguing about going in, or
So they're yelling, trying to communicate with one another
Mhm.
over like the roar of the flame. It's not so much
uh,
arguing.
I'm gonna run over to them. Um, we have to go in. We have to help them. I don't know what your plan is, but I'm gonna just rush in. If you have any healing magic, I would take anything, but I can navigate this.
The black woman looks towards you, kind of turns and looks, and then looks up, not expecting such a large person to be there. But she quickly goes, "Don't have a plan. Just gonna fucking rush in there, try to do what we can. We're not the magic sort. We're fucking going." And she like rushes in, and the big man kind of looks towards you. He's perhaps maybe like an inch or two taller than you,
Mm.
but he just nods and shakes his head and says, "Okay, here we go," and bursts in.
I'm gonna follow. I think I don't really know what their capabilities are. I don't really know. I I feel very specifically like this is what I am built to do, and this is like a
Mm,
purpose of mine, which is maybe not as healthy as one might, you know, might believe. But because of that, I think my directive is very clear. I am trying to figure out where this person is, but I've also added this bonus directive of like keeping the two of them safe as well. So
yeah.
I will burst in directly after.
I love your thought of, I don't know how capable these two are handling this situation. As you're thinking this and you get into the first room, you hear the man just kind of quickly shout out, "Fuck, it's hot!" as if he's not very used to this sort of thing. um,
Oh gosh. Jeez.
so we're gonna have a fun little mini game sort
Let's
of
do it.
vibes right now. So the person that needs saving is on the third floor. We're gonna need
Mhm.
to make 3 checks. You're gonna give me an endure check on each floor to see if you're able to make it past the floor. How much health do you have?
Uh Very fun and interesting. I think I have exactly 1 hit point.
Oh,
So we're gonna see how this goes.
oh, okay. So if you fail, you're going to take a hit point of damage.
Yeah. Yep.
And to kind of like show that you have these two here with you that are either aiding you and that they're two bodies that are helping you get through like flame and doors and all of these other things, but also potentially hindering you and that they're inexperienced in this sort of work. For each roll, we're going to give you 2d4. Um,
Okay.
the higher it's, you're basically going to get a bonus equal to the difference between the two rolls.
Okay.
um and as a reminder, as Stella is posting in our little chat, soul surges give a +1 to a roll as a reminder, or you can use fabula points to get bonuses to rolls by invoking like traits and things of that nature. But first floor, you have rushed into kind of this entryway along with these other two you're with. The large man is shouting about how hot it is as you all quickly scan, trying to find the way to the stairs. You see the black woman kind of rushing towards a doorway that she feels might be um, a doorway leading to a staircase. But go ahead and give me an endure roll. We're trying to beat a 10.
Okay. Do you want me to roll the 2d4 on roll 20, or do you want me to roll those in person? I guess.
Whatever you're most comfy with.
Cool. I'm gonna do the endure roll in roll 20, and then I'll just roll 2d4 since I've got it.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay. Okay. So endure. We got a
Jesus
16.
fucking Christ.
Jeez. Do you want me to
So
roll
you
the
rolled
other
a
two, just in
16.
case?
You don't really need to roll the 2d4 for this one. You're fine. So as this woman is heading towards a door, trying to make her way to some stairs, I think with building layouts and everything, which you are pretty familiar with, I think you are able to pretty quickly observe and figure out where the staircase is. And so you just quickly, like, rush over there, pulling the other two and, like, bursting down the door. Some flame erupts from the airflow. However, you are used to this sort of thing. You've already been burned recently already from running through these buildings, so your body's a bit acclimated to it at the moment, and you are rushing up these stairs. Second floor, let's say we're trying to beat a difficulty of 11. So we're going to go up one each floor.
Okay. And this might be a little bit late, but it looks like I have 6 inventory points. Would I be able to toss it, like drink a remedy very quickly, or is that something that would happen outside of this situation? It's okay
For
if
the
it would happen
purposes
outside.
of tension in this scene, since I
Yeah, let's
said
keep it at 1.
you're
Let's keep it at
you're
1.
gonna go unconscious if you lose, then
Oh gosh.
we'll just say you're too kind of in the adrenaline right now.
Let's do it.
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm so scared. A 7. Okay,
Ooh, a
okay, okay.
7.
We've got things. We've got things. Okay, I'm gonna roll the 2d4.
Okay.
1 on the first one.
Okay.
4 on the second one.
Okay. So that's a differential of 3.
So I'm at 10.
So you're at 10. You need one more.
I will I think I will
Yeah.
I will
Have a
use my
soul
soul
surge.
surge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's time. Add a +1. That's exactly what I need.
Okay, so you spend a soul surge to get a +1 on your roll. How do you envision this looks?
I think as we burst onto the second level, there are that gust of wind burst out, and I like brace myself for it, and the other two aren't exactly ready for it. But I think I see a clear path towards the possibly like a staircase towards the third level. Um, I think that the path is very clear to me of how to go. But I think that there is a as I'm running through, I think I just like tap both of their shoulders and then point and then start running. Um
Mm-mm.
and I think that as I am making my way through, a huge beam from like the roof falls, or like just a piece that is a bit foundational falls, and it lands in between the two of us, like separating me and the two other heroes. And I think I think this just it just is me reaching over top of this foundational piece and like pulling them over, each of them over, and then telling them to go towards the door.
Okay, fuck, this is getting crazy. And they rush up towards the next floor. You can hear the sounds of screaming coming from this floor as you're kind of locating where to go, and you hear the voice coming from behind a door that currently has a bunch of wreckage kind of in front of it. So we're gonna need an endure roll of 12 or above
Oh gosh.
to get through here and to get to the person.
Okay. Okay. Uh. Oh no. And oh, I'm trying to see if there's anything I can do. I feel like there's nothing I can do to make this. Okay. I think I just have to roll. Oh no.
Lexi,
Do
you
you
got it.
have
Lexi, don't make that
That's
face.
okay.
Lexi,
That's a
you got such a
huh.
good roll. Yeah, Lexi, yeah.
Oh yeah. Wait, it's doubles. Wait, it's doubles. It says
It's
doubles. That's
only
a.
doubles?
matches if it's 6 or higher.
Do you
Oh,
have an
Window.
dang.
ability that lets you crit on any double except one? Because I think there is
Your
an
accuracy
ability like that.
checks. No, it's for accuracy checks with brawling and daggers and stuff.
Okay.
But yeah,
You
I
can
don't.
invoke a trait, right? To reroll.
Yeah, you can spend a Fabula point to invoke a trait to re-roll both dice.
Okay. Okay, I will do that. So I have 3 of them, so I will go down to 2.
Okay.
And
So what trait do you think you're invoking? Is it your identity, your theme, your origin?
I think it's my theme. I
Could you
think
tell
that
the audience what your theme is?
yeah, my theme is hope. I think that this place is getting claustrophobic. It's getting hot. There is no like we have burst through the doors. The structure is crumbling. It seems like there is no way out, even though like that is the second half of the plan. You can't just burst in the building. You also have to get out. And as this place is crumbling, it seems like there's nothing we can do. As we get to this door, I think the other 2 maybe aren't. I'm even though I'm like in some ways theoretically very used to the heat, I physically am just like probably starting to cough. My skin is starting to I'm starting to sweat, and the other 2 most definitely don't seem used to this. Um, but I think I'll just command and say, "Right through the door. It's right through the door." And I think I'm just gonna try to sidetrack them from the truth that our way out is gonna be twice as hard as our way in.
Go ahead and roll that endure check again.
Okay. Okay. We got this. We got this. We got this. 14.
14. Nice. Okay.
Nice.
So you see the other 2 kind of really standing firm. They're here with you. They are ready. And I think you and the big guy both like rush this door and this wreckage and are able to quickly like burst through and get to the other side. On the other side, you see a like young woman, maybe about like early 20s. She is panicking, covered in soot, and her eyes get wide as she sees you all enter. Thank God! Uh, I need help. I I hurt my leg.
We've got you. Either of you, it makes the most sense for me and you. And I point to the big guy and I just say, it makes the most sense for me and you to carry her. We're about the same height.
Yeah, all right. He rushes over with you and you both pick her up. Now you have another trait that we haven't really explored.
Oh, well, now might not be the
Unlucky
time.
bounty hunter, emphasis on
Oh,
unlucky.
God. Uh-huh. It's
And
not good,
as
yeah.
you're starting to lift this woman with a large man with you, you begin to feel the ground underneath you move.
Falling motion?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Okay. Okay.
So
Is
around you,
there...
there's the
Oh,
way
yeah.
you came. There's the large hole that you can probably get to down to the second floor that we have previously established. There's a window. Um, and yeah, so in the moment, as Mir is experiencing this movement that he absolutely knows what this is, what do you do?
Jeez. I think... Oh, jeez. Is there a window nearby? Did you say that?
There is a window. Yes.
No, don't do that. Okay.
Aim for the bushes.
I know. I'm like, the world has magic. Maybe somebody will cast something on us that'll stop us from falling, but that's just not something she would have thought of as a firefighter. So she's going to oh gosh, I don't think going through the hole through the floor makes a lot of sense to keep this lady safe. Uh she's just going to race towards the door.
Okay.
Just say hurry. And yell at
Yeah,
them.
absolutely. Give me a might plus dexterity check.
Okay.
Interestingly, it doesn't seem there's a button for might plus dexterity,
There
like
is
a
not.
preset roll.
Okay. 7.
Okay. You do have your two friends, the D4s.
I will absolutely use them. Okay, 1
Okay.
and 2. So it
So
only
you get a
puts me at an
+1.
8. Yeah.
You begin rushing towards the door. The woman was right behind you and kind of like tries to rush as well. But as you're all moving together, the floor begins crumbling underneath you as you feel yourself fall to the second floor.
Can I push her to the other guys and take her place behind me so I fall?
Sure. Yeah, so we'll say you quickly let go of the woman and like push everybody forward towards the doorway. And seemingly they get to the doorway and you fall to the ground. And as you feel yourself falling through flame and debris, you go unconscious. And we're gonna change scenes.
Yay!
Anyway, that was great. It was great to have you, Lexi. This was actually us telling you that you're
Yeah.
fired.
Lexi's dead.
Bye.
I hope you have
Yeah,
a
I'm
great
here
next
representing
episode.
I'm here representing HR. I am mandated to be here, but please continue the conversation as is. I'm just here for note taking and
This was my pip and also my firing. Like it was
Yeah.
Hey, at least
that.
it
So-
wasn't a
A
toilet
pip is
seat.
so triggering. I can't
It's
stand
so triggering,
you.
actually. I can't even
Love a pip.
stand that I said it either. It's the worst.
Oh god.
Back
Pour one out
at
for corporate America, you bitch. Okay, sorry.
Back at the Adventurers Cove, we find our party sitting at a table, having just decided that they were going to split up. One group would go and meet with the Guildmaster of Rear Guard, who had scheduled a meeting with all of you, to ask him questions, exchange information, see why he wants to meet you, and do all that sort of thing. And another group was going to follow the trail that was given to you by the blood tracker, and try to find this mysterious blue-haired individual that seemed to have escaped from the airship crash. I believe the teams were Viscera and Adana going to track down Mr. Bluehair, and Loveless and Cielo were gonna go to the meeting. Is that correct? Is that
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So,
Sorry.
as you all get up and split apart, I think we're gonna follow Viscera and Adana first. You got the news, very particular instructions of a house that this person had escaped to and seems to be hiding out in the edge of one of the districts. Heading there through the streets, you pass by a number of people and adventurers who are kind of finally making their way away from the kind of event that has just happened. The city seems to be settling back into a semi-normal realm of operation. Although people are definitely still kind of shocked and jarred and unsure of what the future will bring, but you're navigating through slightly busier streets at this point. Is there anything you two want to talk about or do as you head towards this house?
Viscera has given back plate of breakfast as we're walking, and we'll walk sort of quickly with great pace. Keep your eyes open for anyone with blue hair wearing a uniform. Possible they might be wearing a disguise.
Yeah. Yeah. And Adana's kind of looking around, not for anyone with blue hair, but I think at the buildings, any that they pass, partially burned, any people they see still injured or making their way to some place of comfort or medicine. I think despite being on this journey, on this in this group, they are a bit distracted by what just went down.
And unlike you, Viscera's not looking at the people, not looking at the fire, the cinder. Is just looking down between every building, down every path, hunting.
Are you excited?
No. And with that, Viscera sort of falters, looking over their shoulder back at you. We need answers. This terrible thing happened, and it might happen again. We have no idea who's behind any of this.
I didn't mean. I mean, your sister. Aren't you excited that? Never mind.
You see Viscera stops, and her hands ball into fists at her sides, and she's shaking. No. She thinks I killed her.
I'd rather have my family with me, even if they hate me, than not with me at all. That's all. Yeah, I'll keep an eye out for blue hair. Was there any other description?
He had a limp, but clearly took a potion, so I imagine they're feeling a lot better now. I don't want to talk about my sister. Don't bring her up again.
Okay.
Thanks. Viscera turns around and continues.
You all
Donna doesn't say a word. They continue behind them.
You all continue walking. And as you do, you find yourself moving through various parts of Down that are less densely populated. The buildings aren't polished as brightly. They're maybe a little more damaged or run down. And as you make your way to the building that has been described to you, you find it stands tall, probably about very similar to like a 3-story like row house. It's thin, tall, but it is made of metal, like a lot of the other buildings in this area. It's sturdy, however, there's a lot of kind of rust and grime on the outside of this building, kind of stretching up all the way up its walls. You see a broken window, and the front door isn't in the best condition and doesn't, from a glance, seem to be incredibly sturdy. And inside, it appears to be quiet.
I think I'll try to go
We-
around back and see if there's another way in.
Okay. Should I watch the front door?
Yeah. Just in case they try to run.
Okay.
And you see Viscera reach down to her side and she grabs the hilt of the sword that's sheathed there. She begins to prepare some magic, holding her fingers up with her other hand. You see a thin strand of red magic coalesce, like beads of water, scarlet condensation. She begins to run around the other side of the building to see if maybe there's an alternate entrance.
The buildings are pretty close together in this area of the city. You find the small kind of path between this building and its neighboring buildings to be a tight squeeze. However, you are making your way through with your magic at the ready. As you reach the back, you find yourself in kind of a dimly lit back alley between this row of buildings and the next row of buildings. There does seem to be a small kind of backyard, not with any greenery or anything, but it appears to be used by a lot of people as almost like kind of storage, or in some well put together places like as a little like backyard hangout spot. But here, the backyard is filled with clutter, broken furniture. There are like old like rugs and carpets that have a lot of mold seeming from various rainy seasons or storms. And there is a small pathway that you can take to get to the back door, but there is various debris in the way, and you could potentially step on something that makes some noise.
Okay. My dexterity sucks, so... Ooh. You know what? That's fine, because it might flush them out the front. Viscera rolls her eyes. She dismisses the magic that's forming around her fingertips, flicking off any moisture there. She starts climbing in her high heels.
Incredible.
Also,
climb
welcome
up the
raiders. Thank you for
fence.
the raid.
Hi, Raiders.
Hi, Raiders.
You climb up the fence, gingerly placing yourself on a safe patch of ground in the backyard. Go ahead and give me a dexterity plus insight roll as you're trying to navigate through all of this garbage.
Okay.
Leftovers.
Do I get any modifiers if I go slowly?
What a good question.
So I'm not in a rush. Oh, dang. Okay.
No.
Well, I rolled an 11.
That's pretty good. 1 step. 2 step. On your 3rd step, there's a bucket. You almost hit it, but you notice it and you step out of the way.
I'm
You take it
sweating
slow.
profusely.
You take it carefully. You're listening. And after what feels like several minutes of stress, you finally get to the back door without having made any noise.
Is it locked? I tried to very quietly turn the doorknob.
It is not.
Try to sneak inside.
Okay. Give me a discretion check. This is dexterity plus dexterity. Something you're really good at that you just said.
7.
As you go to open the door, it creaks loudly, as if it hasn't been used in a very long time. I think, Adana, you hear this noise from the front. But you you flinch and you listen and you don't hear any noise coming from inside.
I just start pulling doors open and just trying to find this person.
So stealth out the window.
Yeah.
We're done with that.
Viscera's
Okay.
brow furrows together, and out of frustration, she just starts pulling doors open, slamming them.
You enter inside. The place is trashed. There's like various destroyed pieces of furniture. There's like papers all over the place. There's portraits and picture frames like all kind of on the ground. And everything is just really in a bad state. You start throwing open doors, closet, you throwing open other doors, empty room. Adana, you hear a lot of noise coming from inside now.
Yeah, I'll try to like make my path kind of angle towards the front, and I'll just open the door, fling it open, look at Adana, and then turn around inside.
Okay, I'll rush in after Viscera. I thought we were sneaking in.
Help me look for them.
Okay, I'll help looking around as well.
I like to
Okay.
look for signs of anyone having been here recently.
Give me a insight plus insight check.
Oh, that's a crit, baby!
Ooh, okay.
Double sixes.
The opportunity.
Amongst the trash and the debris, you are able to notice some footprints sporadically, hidden amongst various other footprints and debris, but these are slightly more fresh. And it does take some trouble, but you are able to get the sense that they've gone upstairs.
Okay. You'll see Viscera just starts running up the stairs. Come on.
I'll chase after them.
Keep up.
Did you say K-pop?
Ow!
That's a trigger word right now. We can't do that.
God.
As you rush up the stairs, you quickly turn a corner, and on the other side of that corner, suddenly you are met with a sword in your face. Holding the sword as you turn this corner and see and stop is a young man with bright blue hair, tattered clothes in the colors of the Empire. He's breathing heavily, still pretty injured despite having drunk a health potion, as you found the evidence of. What are you doing? Why are you following me?
Can I cash in my opportunity since I got a crit?
Oh yeah. You may.
Okay. I would love to...
Do you remember what the opportunities are?
Yes, I have an image right here. I'll paste it
Perfect.
into our Discord. Right there. Okay. I would love to apply an affliction.
Okay.
I would love, let's see, what do I have? I think it's shaken. I'll apply slow. Because I knew that they were upstairs, I would like to prepare essentially some magic as I'm going up. And as they throw the sword into my face, I would love to release it, and perhaps some of my magic coalesces around their feet, and it acts as a sort of like burden, like ankle weights, slowing down their movements. They still have the sword in my face, but if they try to run away, maybe they're a little slower.
Okay, sounds good. I think that's fair. They are firmly planted right now, however, facing you. And yeah,
Okay.
they asked why you're following them.
Why were you seeking to hurt the demon sage?
What? What do you... I'm... As one of her guard. I wasn't trying to hurt her.
And why were you running away?
We got separated. When the airship was attacked, I wasn't with the others, and I crashed, and I woke up and saw what was happening, but by the time I got out, they were gone, and so I was trying to get away.
Why were you separated?
That's not important. Who are you?
Adana will poke their head around. Hi, could you lower the sword?
Maybe. Who are you?
I'm Adana.
Generally, that question kind of is trying to find out more information than just a name. Adventurers, mercenary, assassins.
Neither.
Hope is my sister.
What?
Sister's just gonna
His
try to
sword
like
kind of
slap
gets
this.
loose.
Yeah, just slap
Yeah,
the
I think you
sword away.
slap the sword out of the way as you see the moment of opportunity. You see his body quickly try to recoup from you knocking his sword off guard, but then the slowness of his feet is something he didn't expect or register. And so as he quickly tries to recover and get his sword back up, he falls back.
I thought you were gonna say his ankles snap.
Oh my God.
In a way, I suppose they did.
Sorry. Viscera will take a step back. She'll actually dismiss the slow with a snap of her fingers, and she'll step further into the room so that Adana can also enter if they want to. Clearly, we are not enemies then.
You need help? And I'll reach a hand down to offer and help pick them up if they take it.
You see kind of confusion crossing his face, but he'll look towards you and take the help up. Sister? Does Hope have a sister?
Yes. And it's me. Trying to figure out what exactly happened. Clearly an attempt was made on her life. And a great
Yeah.
number of people are dead in this city. Someone's gonna have to answer for it.
I think somebody will. Once the Empire hears about what happened, I don't think they'll be particularly happy. But I'm afraid I don't know too much. I ate something bad. I was in the bathroom.
Is that why you're separated?
Yes. Stop laughing. I can see it in your faces.
Viscera doesn't look like she's laughing. She's staring daggers at this guy. Can I try to get like a gut read on this person? Can I try to see if they're lying or not?
Adana, even though I drag him laughing, Adana seems so genuinely sincere, and they go, "I'm not laughing. I'm lactose intolerant, but I still really like cheese, so I."
That's what happened. I didn't realize what I ate had cheese.
Never mind.
I'll just pat them on the back.
Viscera doesn't want to roll for anything anymore.
Okay.
What's your name?
I'm Olivan.
What are you
Just-
to hope? You said a guard?
Yeah, I'm a soldier in the Drovian military. Some people would say I'm fairly well accomplished and talented, and so I was recruited to be a part of a small party to guard Hope on this mission.
Do you have any idea who would want to sabotage all of this?
There are rebels in the Empire, working against the Demon King. I suppose they could be involved. Maybe there are bound to be people all over the world that don't like the Demon King, and this seems like a good opportunity to move against him. What do you all know? You were on the ground. What did you see?
I look over
I
to
look to-
Adana.
I looked at Viscera. And I think I see Viscera looking at me, and I'll snap back to this person. Honestly, not much. We were there. We tried to deal with the aftermath, I suppose, but what actually happened, I'm not entirely sure.
Okay, so seems like we're all clueless. I need to find them again.
How do you intend to contact with them?
I'm not entirely sure.
Viscera face palms. All right.
It seemed like they teleported away, so they could be anywhere.
When there are emergencies, there are usually meeting points. Like if there's a fire, we usually do the fire drills at the workplace, and there's usually a meeting point we all meet at before moving on, usually to wait for the fire brigade. Is there anything like that you have planned? An emergency meeting point?
We had instructions to meet at the council chambers if we were to get separated for some reason. That the guard would likely help us, but with everything that's happened, I imagine that meeting place might be out the window. It's too public.
So what was your plan? Why did you come here?
I just ran and I wandered and this place looked empty. Was gonna rest here and go out, see if I could find any information, see if she had been seen anywhere, and from there, hopefully find them again.
Don't suspect it's
If
going to
I-
be that easy. This is an international incident that just happened,
Yeah,
and the perpetrators are at large.
and that's what worries me. Hope might still be in danger. And if she is, I'll need to be there.
Viscera puts a hand on her hip and she looks this person dead in the eyes. Did you do anything?
Of course. Do you have an idea? Do you know something?
What if we use you as bait?
Okay.
We still need to draw
Do you
out...
want to further describe that plan?
Well, we need to identify who's trying to go after Hope. We still don't have any idea who it could have been.
Okay.
If they're looking
Yeah.
for Hope, they'll probably be looking for you. I guess people like you.
I was planning on trying to wear some different clothes or something, but maybe I can just still go out in my uniform and spread some news that I'm here. Maybe they'll think Hope is nearby as well. Come after me.
What does this person look like? Are they young?
Yeah, they're like 19.
Viscera is such an asshole. Viscera will look over to Adana as she's saying this kind of suggestion. I'm gonna read your face.
I think there was definitely like a bit of shock when you initially suggested using him as bait. But then I think they noticed you watching them. I think if we do this, I think maybe we should have the whole group shadowing them in case things go wrong.
That's a good point.
How many of you are there?
5.
Okay. It's not bad. And sis, where have you been the last 3 years?
Stella was gonna
Hope's
say
been-
depression, but
Hope's been in the Empire. Pretty public news. Why didn't you ever come?
you can say some things held me back. We were separated.
Okay. A little family drama?
Her mouth twists at that. She says, we had a bit of a misunderstanding and we ended things in a terrible way. But I want her to be okay. Need her to be okay.
Me too. Okay, so should I stay here and you all get your friends and then we make a plan, or should I
I
come
think
with
that's
you?
a good call. You should rest up. You're not in great condition.
Okay. Okay, I can do that.
Donna, why don't you finish your breakfast here with them? Are you still holding the plate? Did you get rid of it?
I think I fully saw the plate. Yeah, I saw the plate on just held in one hand. Yeah, I can stay here. If you don't mind the company.
I can go get
Yeah,
the others.
sure. If you think you'll be all right getting back to them by yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you want some? And I offer the plate. It's a bit cold.
Sure. And he takes a little bite of something.
Viscera will
I
just
can't remember what we ordered. It's I don't know, sausages and like fried eggs and sausages or something, can't I?
Viscera will turn dramatically and exit out of the room, heading in the direction of our hotel, our inn. And as she
Okay.
goes to leave, you see her cloak sort of billow out behind her, made out of these shadowy hands. They almost seem to be reaching out towards this individual.
Incredible. As you walk outside the house, Stella, don't turn your camera off yet.
Hey.
As you walk outside of the house and your cloak billows out, reaching back towards this person, this plot, I guess you could say, whatever, you step out into the street and suddenly you feel the edges of your cloak grab the ground and your feet fly out in front of you. And you hit the ground hard. Darkness meets you. And then you have a vision.
Austin. My tits fly
And with
up.
that, we're gonna take a break.
Oh my
Because I
god.
really need to pee.
Okay.
Oh my god.
We're gonna take a quick break. We'll be back in a few minutes.
And we are back. Hello, everybody. We are here with our two best friends, Loveless and Cielo.
The cuter duo.
Yes.
The cuter duo. That's what
The
everybody's
cute
saying.
subunit of the group.
Whoa.
Charm points.
You both are left behind at the Adventurer's Cove as the others venture off, and you still haven't heard from Mir. And as you sit there, I think you have the realization you were never really told where to meet this guild master.
Ciel, do you
And
know where
so-
we're supposed to meet this guildmaster?
Aren't you the expert of the world?
No. I mean, like, maybe on the ocean, but I haven't been to the city. I don't really associate with guilds, generally speaking.
You're part of, I mean, maybe I shouldn't play this out loud. Yeah, you're part of the syndicate, but that's about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, oh, go ahead, yeah. Can I try to recall? Can I try to remember?
You don't need to. You weren't
Okay,
told.
cool. Oh, great. Incredible.
But I think you can piece well enough together of like they're paying for you to stay here. They told you you were gonna meet with a person, and so somebody's probably gonna come get you here, or you'll have the meeting here. One or the other. But as you kind of sit and wait for a number of minutes, eventually the evening progresses and various adventurers start coming back into this tavern, getting drinks, sitting nearby, being loud, telling adventuring stories, either to distract themselves from the events that just happened, or other groups talking about the specifics of what happened and what it might mean. But as you sit there, after a moment, you see a man walk in, and he's fairly unassuming looking. Very pale, light skin, and short with very styled white hair. He's got square glasses and red eyes, and is wearing fairly plain looking clothes. But as he walks in, the room kind of grows quiet and kind of stares at him. He looks around, sees you two, and snaps. Let's see, Loveless and Cielo, correct?
Yes.
Who are you?
Your other compatriots, Viscera and Sinclair and Adana, where might they be?
Well, we there's been a slight change to the roster. Sinclair is no longer. I mean, Sinclair is with us. Okay, don't take it the wrong way. But Sinclair is just not with us, and now we have a new member of our party, Mir.
Okay,
Oh,
I see.
wait. I would actually remember. Cielo would remember, even though Liv didn't, to actually address Mir correctly. Mir is he, they?
He, she, they. Or
He,
no,
she,
he,
they.
she.
He, she. Okay, so
Yeah.
yeah,
She,
he. Okay, so Semir.
I see. Very well. And he takes out a little notebook from like this satchel that he's carrying and quickly makes a note on the pages. He looks around. It's quite busy. Yolash! And she looks over. Ovalast, it's good to see you again. Good to see you as well. Hope you're doing well. Unfortunately, don't really have time to talk for long. Would it be all right if we use the parlor? I suppose. Very well, thank you. Loveless Cielo, come with me. He's looking around the room and all the eyes that are looking at him.
Okay.
Great. He takes you towards, kind of like up the stairs and towards the end of the hallway, to a unassuming door. But as he opens it, it's a pretty large room with like very ornate red kind of sofas and a very polished wooden table in between them. There's a desk set up near like a large window on the side of the room, and various bookcases with tomes of varying topics. But he opens the door and kind of welcomes you in while standing at the door to close it once you've entered. So, how has your journey been?
It's been like kind of like looking at Loveless, trying to read his expression to figure out how forthcoming I should be. Are we playing it cool? Or are you being totally honest?
Blank stare from Loveless.
Fucking great. I fucking knew it.
So helpful.
Oy vey. Okay, let me 1 minute. I am double checking my character sheet to see. I have a new class. Okay. Alrighty, that's not particularly helpful right now. Can I try to like inspect this person? Just get like a vibe check essentially on this person a little bit more thoroughly.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Cool.
You can give me an
Yay.
inspect check, insight plus insight.
Yeah, you got it. Okay, I got an 8.
Okay. So as you're looking him over, he carries himself very casually. Um, but you, although his clothes are fairly plain at the moment, you can tell with your background in like stitching and various other things, these are like exceptionally well-made clothes. And as you're trying to get he's pretty hard to read. I think you're having a hard time getting anything about like his intentions or anything of that nature. But something you do hear is from his satchel, you're hearing like writing, like pen to paper, even though satchel is closed, he doesn't have anything in his hands, but you hear the sounds of like something being written.
Okay, interesting. Okay, I am going to he's approaching this very casually, so I will as well. I kind of sit back, relax a little bit, and say, "Sorry, you'll have to forgive me, for being a little on edge. It's been an interesting journey, nonetheless, but we're here now, and I think we're all the better for it.
Interesting
Tough day as
journey.
well."
Of course, tough day. The journey from Resson it's not a short one and not the most exciting, but I hope the weather was fair to you, but today I heard you both have been very busy. You and
Yes.
your friends.
Yes, very much so. So if we
What?
seem a little tense, or yes, very much so. So if we seem like a little tense or
Of course.
frazzled,
He comes and sits down on the couch across from you. I've heard what happened loosely with some minor details, but if you're willing to relive those events, I'd love to know from your perspective how things looked and what happened. But if
okay.
you're not open to that, I completely understand it. It was a heavy thing.
So I'll be honest. Me, Liv, the person, cannot remember everything that we wanted to keep secret if there were secrets that we were keeping. But Cielo would. So I do think Cielo is going to give just like a general overview, cast like first level exposition, nothing too deep.
Yeah.
And catch this person up to speed.
I would imagine above the table that you wouldn't say that you understood the words that Hope was screaming
No.
in another language.
Absolutely not. No.
I would say you probably didn't mention that you know Hope personally.
Oh, well, no, this stuff I remember. I was thinking, like, oh, are we like recapping the whole journey from like the first season and stuff like that?
Oh,
That's
okay,
stuff.
okay.
Yeah.
I think he's specifically asking about the events of today.
Yeah, then yeah, in that case, yeah, all the things that you're saying, like, I'm not the connection between us and Hope does not need to be shared whatsoever. Yeah.
Of course.
One quick question.
Yeah.
And I can make a recall check or something like that to remember. But Overlost, based on this conversation, seems to be the guildmaster and/or someone by proxy for the guildmaster. Aren't they like the largest guild in this entire city?
One of the largest, yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna clock that because why the fuck are we telling Overlost what happened in one of, if not, yeah. I'm just clocking that. I'm sus
Yeah.
now. I'm
Absolutely.
sus now. Loveless is sus now. No captain doesn't know the seas that he's on. The fuck is this? Asking some fucking man. I'm gonna shoot this person. Not actually.
Whoa,
Not actually.
I think
I was gonna say,
Shoot him.
I'll give you this information, Lovelace, because you are pretty aware of the structure of things, and you feel that he should be dialed in. He did say that he has heard what happened, and with that, he knows that your group was the closest to the events that happened. And so while he's heard third-hand accounts of the events and he's gotten probably detailed reports of what happened, you all might have more information. So he's digging for that.
He sounded like a detective. You know what detectives are? Cops. I don't like cops.
But
Well,
yeah, I give
that's
I give a very base level, yeah, recap. The kind of recap that you would read in the morning paper.
okay. He is very engaged and kind of like nods and kind of asks minor questions and things as you're telling the story to show that he's engaged. But once you finish your summary of events, he's just like, well, just crazy events, crazy world we're living in right now. So, my apologies. Formalities. My name is Hem Ovalast. I am the guild master and founder of Rearguard, and have been acting as the guild master for nearly 20 years now. And I'm on the cabinet of the Adventurers Union and have been acting in that position for nearly 16 years, I believe. So,
Impressive.
thank you, I suppose. I worry not for titles and things of that nature, but people are interested in knowing that sort of information. I heard great things from my um, my friend Kryden, who you've had some encounters with. She said that you were very capable folks that I should keep an eye on were you to make your way to the city, and here you are. So I wanted to give you an official welcome, you could say, and make myself available to you in these moments for any questions you may have about the Adventurers Union or guilds, or um, simply giving us time to get to know one another, perhaps.
I like to appreciate it.
Well, tell me a little bit about yourselves. Kryden did say it was strange seeing such able-bodied folk in Resson of all places. It was quite unexpected. What were you all doing there?
Traveling.
Traveling. Not many travelers find their way to such a small village.
Why do I feel like I'm under investigation?
I'm
I
merely
sit back.
curious,
I sit
you
back
could
as
say.
Lovelace leans forward.
I'm fairly well informed. I know you, Lovelace. I've heard tale of your adventures on the seas and your service in the Anguilla Trade Syndicate. Your captainship of one of their vessels for a time. Your time spent on a small island, perhaps. But beyond that, there's not a lot of information about you and your retinue. And so, to be frank, I'm simply curious. There's no ill intent. I want to be helpful and supportive of you and your efforts here in the city and outside of the city, even, but I like to be well informed, and I like to know who the interesting people are in the world, and you are interesting.
Let's leave it at you don't need to know, because it has nothing to do with us being here and us applying to be adventurers either.
That's fair.
And I am very flattered at the thought that you think we're interesting. That's nice to hear.
Of course. You all did well against Kryden, and I'm interested to see where your journeys take you from this point. I'm here to assist you in whatever ways you might need assisting. I understand if you're a bit skeptical and nervous about my meeting and line of questioning. So, by all means, if you all have any questions or if there's anything I can help you with, then by all means, ask away.
I look at Loveless to. I mean, do we want to question this guy?
Yeah, I mean, I think the big thing that we were going to talk to Overlost about, just really quick above character, something we probably would have talked about while waiting, was more about the like examination and stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think like they should really be relevant to like our personal lives and or what's going on
No.
with the Empire. And if they actually gave a shit about that, then maybe they would be a bit more direct about it. I, Alex DeWitt, just hate people who speak to me like this. But Loveless also probably doesn't either. Loveless is actually pretty annoying.
So, Alex, what's your relationship with authority?
Let's not talk about it. And so, like, I'm like cool with this, like playing it with like asking about the adventures examination and things like that.
Yeah.
I don't.
I
mean,
agree. Yeah. Let's just put it that way. I was like, this is the direction I want to take it, but let me double check.
Yeah.
I did think last session there was also, and I don't know if you want to talk to him about this, but I do want to remind you in case you forgot about this little thought. There was a question of the quote-unquote legality of going after the Demon King as adventurers.
Oh, true.
Since it is kind of a political matter, and adventurers aren't supposed to get involved in that sort of thing.
Well, now I don't want to ask this guy that question.
Yeah, like I feel like if
don't have
Overlost
to.
walked into the bar and was like, "Hey guys, I'm jolly and happy, and I'm here to support you guys," sure. This guy walked in and was like, "Fuck you, dude."
Yeah, I don't know if we should like talk to him about our revolutionary reaction. So okay, hopping back into the scene, I do think Cielo would kind of like think for a minute, think for a second, and then say, really our biggest focus is just the exam.
Of course.
So, I mean, I've never taken or attempted to, or, is it something people retake if they fail? What's the fail rate? Just help me prepare.
Of course. Well, don't stress too much. Unless you are found to be incapable to a degree where we feel you would endanger yourself greatly if you were to take on the life of adventuring, or if we found you cheating to some variety or degree. Those are really the only circumstances in which someone may fail.
I have a question to inject. Yeah. Apologies. What do you mean cheating? That's confusing to me.
Of course.
Like if a girl had like a whole wire network with mirrors floating above the ceiling, like is that cheating or
isn't that just innovation? Thinking outside the box? I'm concerned as to why cheating is really a part of the test.
So, cheating is not something that happens very often, and in many tests it's not something that feasibly can be done, but there are certain tests that pop up every once in a while where merit is determined by an examiner of some variety, and if you were to, say, have a pre-existing relationship or an outside relationship with the examiner and bribed them, so to speak, or things of like that nature. If you had someone outside of the examination empowering you with magic and of some way so that you appeared stronger than you actually are as you take on a certain combat challenge, then that is also considered cheating, because we're trying to get a a full understanding of you and your abilities. But if you're empowering yourself with an ability, that is not cheating. That's encouraged. That's allowed. And we would like to know about those certain abilities that you have so that we can accurately grade you.
So a part of the exam is like telling you everything that we can do. Like registering
As
our
much as you would
abilities.
like to tell us. The more you tell us, if you have a certain ability that aids you in your adventuring duties, then absolutely, then that would be helpful to know. But if you have some other ability that is perhaps more minor that you like to keep a secret, then you can continue keeping that a secret, and it likely won't affect your grading too much.
I have a question.
Another question, of course.
Because use cases to me and clarification of rules makes most sense to me in this moment. So, like, what if someone was very, let's say, religious and they were weak, but then they gain powers through their god, which is outside of the system, but they don't talk about it because they don't want to share their religion with you because they're spiritual, and so they just seem stronger on paper, but they're not. Like, how does that really apply here? Is that cheating because they're getting outside power or not? And like, if you're gonna make the comment around like, oh well, if someone's like using drugs or like, you know, getting powers from another person, I mean, isn't like religious worship to a degree giving, you know, power to a being or religious deity of sorts?
So above the
Do you
table,
have separation of church and state?
there aren't really gods in this world that do that sort of thing.
Oh, fair.
Got it. Fair. Okay.
And was like,
Okay.
well, in the
Maybe
role
not
building.
godsend, but like I guess like any other power that can be obtained that isn't tied directly to God. I guess that was a poor example in this
Yeah,
case, but like,
I'll take
you
the
know, like a
spirit of
curse.
your question
Yeah.
and answer it that way. There is that sort of thing is very rare, but it does happen at times that some entity or item or something of that nature empowers a person beyond their normal capability, in unknown or unfathomable ways at times. And there is a consideration for that. Um, for your adventuring license, you are categorized in two separate ways. In your primary categories, um, it is generally about the role you fill within a group. There's the brute, a person who stands in the way of the others and protects them from any attacks or damage. There's the slayer, the ones that are able to harm creatures or enemies greatly. There's the healer, which assists and protects the party with magic and spells. And there's the unknown, which is a classification that was added within the last 10 to 12 years because we had an applicant come in that had, frankly, a power that was beyond the scope of what we could understand at the time and what that person, frankly, understood at the time. And their
Who was that?
examinations, if one of you, for instance, were to try to take an exam under the unknown category, then there would be a lot of questions about what you know about your power and demonstrating your power and the full extent of it that you are able to conjure, so that we can try to accurately place you as well as possible. That is a fairly rare category, but there have been, I believe, 3 over the last 10 to 12 years since we added it.
Above table, Alex thinks that this is now a surveillance state, and anyone who joins the Adventure Guild is a Sela, and they should probably get checked in on, because this is a cataloging system of powers where a specific union of individuals who are above tables stronger than the normal adventurer control the decisions and the classification system. So,
This is literally a
alongside our
database.
rebellion,
It's literally a database.
Alongside our rebellion and destruction of another Drovian empire, for example, to save our friend, I'm also here to take down this adventuring association because this shit is not my vibe.
You can destroy it from the inside.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We potentially could. It will come down with the teamwork.
Never
but-
mind.
Listen,
No.
Alex says I'm a straw hat baby,
Yeah.
not a fucking marine.
This isn't an E show right now. Okay. Who were those 3 individuals overlost, if you don't mind me asking?
The first one currently has, from my understandings, is residing at the university near the Drovian Empire, and is largely retired from the adventuring life, but is still active in the research and kind of pursuit of magical understanding with their abilities. Their name is T. Wessex, and Emma, the GM, needs to write that down. The other 2, I would need to go over my notes once again. I apologize.
Well, no worries. Just double checking. Okay. Follow-up question. How long does the examination take? What's the general period, time frame? How many applicants are there?
So each person has the exams take place over the course of a week, starting tomorrow. And you are welcome to come in at any point during that week to take your exam. Depending on what secondary and primary category you are being examined under, the exams vary, but generally, it may take some time to prepare for your examination once you know what it is, but the actual exam itself shouldn't take more than a couple of hours at the most.
That seems simple enough. I look and smile at Loveless. Yeah, I think we could do that.
Sure. I squint at Overlost.
Perhaps I should go over the basics of the various categories. I already told you about the primary categories, the 4, but there are more secondary categories that more describe a specialization that you have.
Yeah, for the
under...
classification. That makes sense.
Exactly. So there is the idol, which is kind of the face of a group of people. They are very good at speaking and engaging and comforting those that you might encounter. Many idols actually practice and have a trade of performing music and singing, and they use those abilities to help comfort those around them in the wake of tragedy at times or in celebration. Another is the scout, who specializes in infiltration and observation. They often take it upon themselves to move in front of the party to make sure that there are no traps or to find information about the lay of the land or infiltration points for any places you may be trying to get into. There's the strategist, a person who specializes in devising plans so that you can take on your missions as prepared as possible. There's sharpshooters, who specialized in range attacks and taking out foes from a distance. There's the negotiator, which is separate from the idol in that they deal with governments often or lawyers and the minutia of contracts and negotiation. Then there's the navigator, those who are astute at navigating the wilderness. Mechanics who are good at fixing tools and armor. There's scholars who research the troubles that may waylay you, and drivers who are good at kind of operating boats, other vehicles, good at riding various mounts of many varieties. And then there's the lucky, a person who simply tends to get really unexpectedly lucky for some ungodly reason, and they just kind of rush ahead without plans and make it out in the end somehow. Yes, Cielo.
No, it's Liv asking Emma something. Would a mech? I'm gonna ask it for Alex. Would a mech be considered a mount?
Yeah, technically.
Good to know. Good to know.
Mm-hmm.
And then the exams are held every year, so you can take the exam one year. If you get a grade you don't like, you can take it again the next year. If you realize that a particular category doesn't suit you and what you feel you bring to the table for your party, you can always take the exam under a different category the next year. And yes, I believe that's the basics. There's going to be a big ceremony kind of taking place to set off the beginning of the exam season tomorrow. There will be an idol who performs, and just various vendors and stalls selling goods and treats of various kinds. I imagine the events of today will impact things slightly, but we still hope that it will be a good time and people will come and enjoy the festivities and prepare to take their exams.
I have a question.
Yes.
There was like basically an attack out of the city, and there's probably going to be some form of political ramification from the Drovian Empire. This is still happening tomorrow?
Presently, yes. Many adventurers travel quite a distance to take these exams, and is inconvenient for many to simply try to reschedule them. The Adventurers Union and the kingdoms around the world have negotiated a separation between the two entities as much as possible. Adventurers are not allowed to involve themselves in the wars and conflicts that kingdoms may be involved in, and they cannot be recruited or be forced to take part in those sorts of engagements. And likewise, the Adventurers Union promises not to impose their will or try to steer any conflicts that those kingdoms may be involved in to benefit themselves. And so, despite the tragedy that happened today, and it is a tragedy, and it is frankly frightening, of course, but we, in order to honor our agreements with the various kingdoms around the world, it is important that we continue operations as scheduled so that governments think or don't think that we're trying to get involved in anything.
I have a question.
Yes.
Are you a citizen of this current kingdom?
No.
Understood. Are you a citizen of any kingdom?
I grew up in a small town in Aleskra.
When you join the guild, do you give up your citizenship?
No.
Oh.
Okay. Secondary question. In the borders of this current kingdom of Milfast, who do you think the strongest person in this country is?
There would be some contention about the actual person it would be, but
course.
it is absolutely one of the adventurers.
Got it. And if you had to list like maybe the top 10, what percentile of them would be adventurers?
I would say there's one soldier that is quite renowned in the kind of Milfast army. But beyond that, I would say 90% of the strongest people in this area are adventurers.
Understood. Okay. And the adventuring guild takes commands and orders from their independent guilds, obviously, but then subsequently those guilds are empowered via the actual union itself, correct?
The union is there as a organizational structure. They accept missions from whoever may need them in the regions around the office and posts those missions for teams to take on, and handles payment for kind of the completion of those missions and those such matters. But the union does not have authority of commanding any adventurer in any way.
Okay. I guess my question is like, let's say tomorrow Rearguard goes rogue. Who's putting you down, Overlost?
Define going rogue, like simply attacking a kingdom?
Sure, or killing innocent civilians, or becoming a
Mhm.
criminal syndicate, or really anything, honestly.
So
Something
if that
just
were the case, then other guilds would step in to quell the insurgency, depending on how forcefully the guild or the group is attacking others, or how openly they're performing such actions. A local kingdom's government or a local kingdom's military may involve themselves as well to help the other guilds in defeating them.
Has that happened before?
Once in the Adventurers Union branch in North Alaska, near the Drovian Empire, once had a rogue guild that started to involve themselves in a war, but
how'd that go for them?
not well. They were dispatched quite quickly by the other adventurers.
Interesting.
If at any time, if an adventurer wanted to become a mercenary and become involved in world conflicts to some degree, they can renounce their license and involve themselves that way. But while you are licensed, you cannot involve yourself in world conflict.
And let's say you stop, let's say you renounce your license, go and commit war crimes for, let's say, 10 years, are pardoned for whatever reason because the wartime is over. Could you then rejoin the guild association as necessary?
No. If you've renounced your license, then you can't rejoin at a later date.
Interesting. Okay. There's some interesting ground rules. Much to think about.
Of course. And you're welcome to ask any questions you may have. But I'm also here. You all are planning to take the exams, from what I hear. But as mentioned, Kryden spoke very highly of you all, and I think you are very capable adventurers with a bright future ahead of you. If you all are interested in joining an already established guild, then Blue Guard would welcome you, and we would give you our resources to help you in whatever matters you go off to tend to after this week. Or if you all simply want to start a guild of your own, then I encourage it and I wish you well, and my door is not closed to you if you ever need help or assistance in the future or have any questions. Then I would like to make myself available to you for anything you might need.
Thank you. I appreciate that. We all do.
Of course.
Lovelace squints.
Welcome. Well, it is a rather hectic day, as I'm sure you understand.
Mhm.
If you have any other questions, then I'm happy to answer them, but if not, I feel it may be time for me to depart.
We understand. Again, thank you so much for your time.
Of course. Feel free to come visit Blue Guard City at some point if you ever find yourself with a free afternoon. Lots of good food and vendors. I could give you
Blue-
some recommendations if you ever find yourself there.
Blue Guards, like your guild has its own city.
Rear guard or blue guard? Just to clarify.
Rear Guard, sorry.
Rear
No, no
guard.
worries.
Okay.
Just double checking.
When a guild gets large enough, they can establish a guild city, which refugees from various quests and conflicts that they may have tended to can move there for safety. The city itself is operated and run by the guild, but they still do pay local taxes and everything to the kingdom that they find themselves in. And being that we are a fairly large guild, we did establish a city around 13 years ago.
While you're leading.
I lead the guild itself and the adventurer side of things. The city itself is run by largely adventurers who have been voted into positions of authority within the city. Or there have been a few non-adventurers that have been voted into positions as well.
Interesting. Well, as we travel, I'm sure we'll inevitably end up making our way to Rearguard City. And when we do, definitely we'll take your recommendations for vendors and places to stay and things to do.
Of course. He opens his satchel and pulls out like a small pocketbook and
When he
hands
opens
it
his
over
satchel,
to you.
do we hear any more of the weird scratching noises?
You've been hearing it periodically.
When who's talking?
It hasn't seemed to be connected to the conversation you're having.
Okay. Fair enough.
If you have any questions or anything comes up, simply write in this journal and I'll write back to you.
Thank you. I will take the journal.
Well, it was a pleasure meeting you both. I hope to meet the rest of your party at some point in the future, but if not, I understand. Have a great night and good luck on your exams.
Travel safely.
Thank you. And he departs.
As soon as the door shuts, Cielo turns, looks right at Lovelace. What in the goddamn police state was that? What the fuck was that? What was that?
That was very strange. No, I'm in agreement.
Okay. She starts pacing around the room. Do we actually want to do this? Is this actually a good idea? Do we think this is a good idea?
I feel like Viscera would say something like, we could understand them better from the inside and try to take them down, but then get
Shut
lost.
the fuck up.
Well, yes, everybody always thinks that they can take them down from the inside, but then you end up becoming a pawn in the system, and 10 years later, your revolutionary dreams are nothing.
I also feel like we may get probed if we joined. I don't
Well,
know what magic
yes.
they have.
Some
but who
people like that.
knows?
I feel like
I have the
Viscera
feel.
would say some people.
God, I feel like Viscera would say.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Yes, we would absolutely get probed, and honestly, I think Viscera would be into that fucking freak that she is. But we have to be realistic about our goal.
I mean, I think there's a difference between taking the exam, passing, and still declining to join. I think that's an option. And it seems as if what Ovalos was saying was that the union doesn't oversee individual guilds, so I would have qualms if we actively want to join Rearguard, but if we started our own thing, even then I'm still a little
Yes.
suspicious. But it's better, like, you know, there's still that option, but once again, it's at the grand stage. The union members will be seeing our skills. They'll probably catalog what we can do, and then if we ever become a threat, then they can do whatever they need.
Well, we don't have to talk about everything that we can
True.
do. And there's definitely some things that we should keep to ourselves. Like whatever Adon is dealing with, we have got to keep that under lock. We are not blasting that out there.
There.
We would definitely be making our own guild, obviously. You'll, like, you know, we'll make our own guild. I'll be leader. And we'll figure out the rest of the positions as we go. Can't even say it with a straight face.
Oh my god.
Loveless is just nodding.
She's still pacing back and forth around the room. I mean, we have to get a license, right? That's like the whole reason we're considering doing this.
Yeah, but I guess that raises another question, because the minute we get a license, we can't really interact with what's going on with Viscera
Yeah.
Asterisk.
Yeah, the whole no getting involved in political actions thing was a little concerning. But also, no getting involved in political machinations if you get caught.
But that gives us grounds to then be potentially hunted and stripped of our rights, technically. Which, once again, I mean, like, if we're good about it, that's a whole nother story.
Mm-hmm.
So. I was not expecting.
But also, if we're running around,
yeah.
adventuring without licenses, we're gonna get stripped of our rights anyway.
True, unless. That's actually a great question. I guess mercenaries still exist, right? Not saying that's what we want to do, but like, no one says that your political allegiance has to determine who you fight for, what you do.
Yeah.
I guess question becomes, if we do join, right? What are we actually looking to do, right? It's just to garner wealth, fame, a little bit of power to move in towards the Jovian Empire. I mean, if that is our end goal, right? Then there's a world in which following the Viscera situation currently could just circumnavigate that entirely.
I mean, there is also the world where we start our own guild and we amass great wealth and fortune enough to make our own city, and then we can have our own paradise where all of us have a harem.
I don't personally want that, but I'm here to support y'all in that endeavor, generally speaking.
I'm just saying it's on the table.
It is on the table. Loveless is just really confused because they're just trying to wrap their head around how this entire
Okay.
system works.
So getting a town, establishing ourselves as leaders and rulers, and collecting a harem is definitely further down on the list. And I think that's something that should stay between us. I feel like if we present that to the rest of the group, it's going to throw everybody off.
Fair.
Yeah. So the options we're presenting to the group: we take the exam and get entered into a database. We live as mercenaries.
We also just figure out a way to support the Drovian Empire currently, because that is probably going to be tied to Viscera, and then we potentially ship off in that direction because we need to figure out how to deal with the Demon King anyways, is also technically an option.
That's true.
But that relies heavily on one, Viscera, and
Yeah.
two, if the Viscera situation doesn't escalate, as
Yeah.
there were clearly people trying to assassinate them.
Yeah.
Isn't it kind of weird that they're not stopping the test? I just think that's kind of strange. I get the whole
mean,
like everybody's coming in, but like
Pop in circumstance, you know? There's no war in.
I guess like even if the Drovian Empire declared war on Milphus tomorrow, it wouldn't affect the guild technically. Wow, what a weird. That is such a hands-off. Interesting. That's just so interesting.
Like, at this point, when you put it that way, what is the difference between an adventurer and a mercenary?
One can participate in politics via being paid by said empires, but the guild has basically like support networks, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know,
So the guild is a network of apolitical actors.
the guild is basically a union of mercenaries that are apolitical. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Strange.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like the question here becomes more like, what is our end goal, right? If the harem is the end goal, then I completely understand how we can disassociate ourselves from the political ramifications of two countries going to war. But there was also the whole, I mean, it was 5 years ago for me now, but you all have it as fresh as maybe 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago at this point. The whole dealing with the Demon King situation.
Yeah. And reuniting.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I guess the question is, what do we gain from joining the guild? What do we gain?
Resources, stability, income.
Subsequently, I wonder what is our. I mean, our plan originally for the Demon King was to speak to them. It was not to just like wage war against them, right? And so, there's a way that we can work with hope. Then I think that might just be an easier end to our goal, at least at this point in time.
True.
Also, now I wonder who, like, was it the Milphus government and their secret police force and work, like, assassination group that tried to kill them? Or is this a mercenary that's in town? Or was this a guild going rogue to then incite additional violence? There's just so much that could potentially be spurned from this specific moment in time.
And also, would we be able to do that kind of like research and investigation? Because it sounds like the guild might, like, if you join the adventurers union group or whatever, it seems like guilds protect guilds, you know? So how much research, how much investigation can we actually get done if they're all looking out for each other until somebody, you know, really fucks up?
That's another question, too. Like, I wonder what, like, inter-guild politics looks like. Because not everybody gets along. And so,
But
like...
I bet they don't talk about that. That's something we would have to be in the fold to know. I think ultimately getting our licenses, while not ideal because like databases or whatever, like literally entering a police state, it feels like. And they apparently, from what it sounds like, they don't have harems. If this man was really
that can't be
serious about
confirmed.
recruiting people, if that man was very serious about recruiting people, that would have been part of the pitch deck, okay? Listen, I was in a sorority. I know what it's like to recruit people. Moving forward. I think ultimately the benefits and the potential network and resources and proximity to knowledge that we would get by having our ways and benefits that being a mercenary would have. Because I feel like if we're a mercenary, until we are bought by an empire, we don't really have any I don't know.
That's
Any
true. Yeah.
we don't have anything in our camp. And also, who says we can't get our licenses and then go to the Drovian
True.
Empire?
And if, based on what Ola said, it's not like it's a death sentence, right? They just revoke our license if we do that thing. The problem is that if we lose the viscera situation, like the trail there, then that becomes a problem, right? Because it's going to be basically a person hunt in the next 24 to 48 hours. And if we have to prep for the exam, which will take time out of our days, then we may lose out on that opportunity too.
I guess we have to ask Viscera's opinion.
I mean, I would love to be able to do both. I mean, if we can find out where the Viscera situation is currently hiding and secure them and then figure out what that makes the most sense and our relations to them moving forward while also getting our license, means that we completed that task before we joined the union. So that means we don't actually need to basically... We wouldn't actually be assisting in politics at that point in time. Unless the Drovian Empire then declared war, then it would kind of be awkward. But
yeah. I guess we have to talk to Viscera and see what she wants to do.
Yeah. With that.
Politics.
Politics. This is great. With that, the scene fades. And we find ourselves once again with Mir. If Lexi's here.
Lexi.
I'm so here. And the camera is on.
Perfect. Lexi, you find yourself woken up as you're coughing up ash and soot. Someone has poured a healing potion down your throat, and it's not settled with your stomach particularly well in the midst of everything, but you have been pulled out of this kind of rubble. And standing above you is a small, kind of like mousy young woman with yellow hair that is familiar to you from a number of years ago. Their name is Spill, and you met her long ago back in Modeste when you first arrived to the world. You met her and a man named Vertigo that you were keen on joining on some work they were doing to find a place to belong, and they told you that you needed to go off and train more before they would be comfortable taking you in. But she looks down at you, potion in hand, and an expression of kind of interest on her face. Well, Mir, I haven't seen you in, gosh, it's been years. You seem like you've been busy.
Am I alive?
You're alive. You're alive. Everything's okay. I got you out of the rubble.
Good.
The woman was okay as well.
Good.
Your guard friends got her out, but I watched you go in and I didn't see you come out, and I started to worry. So, here we are. You look around and see you're kind of in like a little alleyway.
Yeah.
You
Do
did good.
I get any sense that I get the sense no, she wouldn't lie to me. Do I like hear sounds outside of the alleyway like people are back to normal? No
You hear
crying,
like
no wailing.
people nearby. Yeah, there's a lot of calls of like seeing if people are okay and everything, but you don't hear that
Yeah.
same like rush of intensity and urgentness.
I'll sit up and I'll say, I mean, getting in is the hard part. I fell through the floor. That's never happened to me before. But I
That
lived.
sounds rough.
Yeah. Think I'm strong enough now? And you see that Mir will hold out a hand, like hoping for a predator handshake, pull me up to my feet kind of vibe.
Yeah. She grabs your hand, and she's pretty small, so she has to kind of like
I'm doing most of
grab
the
with
work.
both hands and like lean back and use her full body weight to help you up. Yeah, you've gotten way stronger since back then. What have you been up to? Where'd you go?
I was mostly wandering the forest, doing the thing you recommended me to do, which was get stronger. I don't know. I was in Nisia.
You were in
But-
Nisia?
Yeah.
When I said forest, I didn't mean that forest. I meant like Midminster.
Wait, what do you
Nisia's
know about
intense.
Nisia?
You were training in Nisia?
Yeah, I kind of just stumbled there, and then I stayed because things, I don't know. I started getting good, and I knew that, when other times I've trained, the only way to get stronger is to just keep pushing with, like overloading yourself, basically. So it felt like that for a very long time, and then it started getting more and more balanced, and so I knew I was getting stronger. So I knew that there wasn't a better avenue for me to keep honing my skills. So I just stayed.
Yeah. Well, you've done really well. Seems like you had a good mentality and did a lot of good work. I don't know if you're up to anything since you almost just died there, but if you're down for a little meet and greet, Vertigo is nearby. I think maybe we might be able to talk, and we could use some help with some work if you're potentially interested in something you could do in the next day or so.
And what was my last feeling about Vertigo? Did I feel Vertigo is the one that I respected a lot, right?
Yeah.
Great. I mean, I've got a group I'm kind of with now.
Oh, that's great. If they want to help too. Are they nearby or anything?
Yeah, I assume so. I kind of lost track of them, so I'm gonna have to meet up with them sooner or later. But I don't know if the work they like to do aligns with the work you like to do. But we could talk to them.
Yeah. Well, if you want, we could go talk to Vertigo, and then you can have the information and everything, and then if you want to talk to your friends and see if you want to help out. If your friends are as capable as you, we could use the help.
Mir's eyes go wide at the use of friends. Use of the word friends. He coughs up a bunch of soot and is also coughing nervously and just says, I don't think I have enough sway with the group to tell them what to do, so I think it would be nice for me to get the information. That way, if it's helpful, I can, maybe it can, maybe we can entice them into doing this kind of job. I don't know. I don't think that they would listen to just me, though. So
Okay, well, I mean, I'm happy to take some time to talk to them as well. But you should probably hear it from Vertigo first.
Yeah, I would love to see Vertigo. It's been a while, and if I remember correctly, Vertigo really helped me when I first got here. So it'd be great for them to
Yeah,
also see how much I've grown.
he's a good guy.
Yeah,
Well, let's go see him.
just follows very willingly.
Okay. And as you go, and as you follow this woman who we last saw in a little villain scene where people were planning the assassination of Hope, we'll go ahead and end the session there. With the party still split up and a lot of things hanging in the balance.
And Vistra knocked out outside the out.
Yep.
Vistra knocked the
KO'd.
fuck out and getting a vision of some
No.
kind.
We have an op. There's an op amongst us.
Damn.
Dang.
Wow.
We have so many ops. It's like there's too many options.
Oh my god.
Gosh.
Well, thank you, Emma, for another very wonderful session. This is our penultimate episode for this season, so please be sure to join us on the 23rd for our finale. We're going to go around real quick and tell you who we are, where you can find us, and what our favorite part of the episode was. I'm going to start off. Hi, I'm Stella. My favorite part was this whole debunking and just completely wild direction that the questioning has gone. I'm so glad that the party split the way that it did, because I don't think that Adana and Viscera would have asked nearly anywhere close to these questions.
Yeah.
This was really cool. I really wonder how Loveless and Cielo would have handled talking to our blue-haired friend. Hmm. All right, I'm gonna pass
Loveless
on.
and Cielo are the suspicious bitches. So
Yeah.
I think that's what we're learning.
I'll
A
pass
little
it to
bit.
Lexi.
I'm catching it lovingly. Wait, Stella, I have to pass it back to you because you didn't say who you are.
Hey, yeah.
Thank you.
True.
Hi, I'm
course.
Stella Luna on Twitch, Stella Luna TV, all the other social media. Follow me on Blue Sky.
Awesome, thank you. My name's Lexi, otherwise known as at Black Girl Mage. You can find me all over as that. I was Mir. My favorite part of the episode, I really liked Alex and Liv's line of questioning. I was not expecting to get that knowledge this episode, so that like not even in it was just like very cool to just like be like, oh wait a second, this thing we've been looking at this whole time, let's find a different perspective. That was great. I also really liked the pull of like, I'm lactose intolerant, that's honestly why I missed out on the plan. Hilarious pull. It was great, very relatable, lovely and awesome. I'm gonna toss it to Drac. I'm not gonna toss it. I'm not gonna toss it. I'm gonna hand it to you.
It's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
pass
there we
over.
go. There we
Thank
go.
you.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you. I'm Drac or Draconic. You can find me on all socials at Draconics. It's DRAKONIQUES. Just add a .itch.io if you want to find me on Blue Sky, which is where I am most of the time. I at least comparatively haven't been there very much recently. I do a bunch of stuff. Just follow me there, and I'll eventually maybe repost or post about it at some point. My favorite part today, the questioning was very fun. Emma yes anding me being like, I'm lactose intolerant, I understand, and you being like, yes,
So
so is my
funny.
character.
It's so funny because before the session, I already had like background planned. Like this guy was in the toilet because he ate some cheese and he's lactose intolerant. But he didn't want to admit that because that's like embarrassing, and he's like a soldier and everything. but then you
Yeah.
said it, and so I was like, okay, perfect.
That was great. I love that. That's so funny. Great minds. It was just funny in that moment. I was like, yeah, I think Adana is lactose intolerant. So I think that was my favorite. My other favorite was Austin. Austin in chat when Viscera got knocked out.
Wait, I can't see chat. What happened?
Austin was like, "Oh, Viscera gave us up two more black eyes."
That's
Jesus.
really
Because
fucking funny.
last episode I had fumbled, and I jokingly said that the reason I fumbled was because my massive tits just like hit myself in the face, giving me black eyes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
that that really got me. But yeah, I'll pass it over to Liv. Here you
Oh,
go.
okay, thank you,
Here
thank you.
you
Oh God,
go.
it's so heavy. Oh my God. Um, hi, I'm Liv. You can find me online at Live in a Day. I don't do much these days, but hey, I'm there. I'm there. Let's see. What was my favorite part of today's session? Um, I I really enjoyed doing that scene with Alex. I really enjoyed doing
It
that
was
scene with
really
Alex,
good.
just because like of the group, like you don't. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I think too much, but like in the of the group, like there's definitely like little duos and dynamics and everything like that. But like Loveless and Cielo from the outside looking in are like you would not expect them to really have a place where they mesh. And the funny thing for me is that our mesh is like the world and like or like the lore, right? The lore of the world. And like you're somebody who's been here a lot and you're like, well, yeah, I fucking know everything. And Cielo's like, oh my god, I want to learn everything. But we both ended up at the same place, which is like, this is some fucked up shit. I do not like this. So that was very fun for me. And then I'm gonna gently place the ball in Alex's hands.
Thank you.
There you go.
Hey everybody, my name's Alex. I played Loveless. And you can catch me at Go Sugar RPG, where I don't have any social media preference because honestly, I don't really like social media that much, and it's the worst. And it's unfortunate that that's how we have to spread our messaging nowadays. But in terms of the scenes and what I enjoyed about this session the most, I think there's just like really quick. This is kind of just like a star to the entire group because there's just like a really fun setup for this finale. I really like how we all individually progressed the independent scenes of kind of like the different threads we've had, which I think is very different than how season one was closer to the end, right? And I think that's pretty cool as well in regards to kind of like who knows what's going to happen next session, right? And subsequently, I think it's fun. Um, Kind of to see how this is all kind of played out and how it like relates directly back to not only our characters but the overarching narrative. And so, yeah, I don't know if there was one specific moment. I think it was just all really cool as a penultimate episode, and I'm excited to see how we come to terms with the three parties that are at odds with each other next session. Maybe two and a half, because like one's like a country. So yeah, I will gingerly pass it to Emma.
Thank you. I'm Emma, also known as Emmapanada. You can find me on Blue Sky, and you can find my project, All the Witches, at Blue Sky. And dear God, life has been crazy busy the past couple weeks, but hopefully, finally, I'm free. So you'll see me on social media more. But um, my favorite part was I love everything you've all said already, but I also want to highlight a scene I really liked and that I think just has like fun, cool consequences to explore for the future is just Viscera's unwillingness to talk about like the hope situation. Um, I think that's great and that's really interesting. And the conversation between Viscera and Adana was like wonderful. And I just love Viscera's attitude towards the whole thing. And I'm really excited to see how that continues. We haven't had villain scenes in a couple of episodes, and I think we're gonna see some stuff happening next session, and I'm excited. I'm excited to see how the session goes. But yes, huzzah!
I'm coming for that ass, Viscera. You think that you can avoid a conversation? Hell no.
Bending over. Oh no, you're coming for me. Oh
Bending over is wild.
no. Have a great night, everyone. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.